joining me. Today I'm going to show you how to use this card from the exclusive celebration set Lotus Blossom. The reason I say this is an exclusive set is you can only get it during celebration by purchasing $50 of celebration items or items from the annual catalog. Now celebration does end tomorrow. When you mount these stamp sets, you want to mount them with your tabs facing the same corner. That way you know how you're going to place your stamp. Our colors today are going to be Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, and Early Espresso. Because this is a photopolymer stamp set, I like to use this with my Stampin' Up! Paper piercing mat. So this is good for having even coverage for your stamping and also for your paper piercing. They advise having one pure stamping, one pure paper piercing. In order to make my focal point stamping placement mats, I use these labels. These are used as your big shot. You just run it through over a piece of paper and it die cuts these perfectly shaped framelets, which are perfect for layering and get exact shape every time. Now, in order to make our card, I'm going to start with the big stamp that has the whole stamp image without any detailing on it. Now I like to use my lighter color first. This makes your placement a lot easier. So with this, I'm going to put it up here so you can see it. I normally don't stamp like this. Make sure you push your stamp nice and evenly onto the mat. You only have to tap, tap, tap. You can see it's actually sticking because this is so sticky. You don't have to push very hard. If you push very hard, you'll likely get a halo around your block here, especially if you have rubber stamps, a little bit extra rubber on them. You can get a halo that way as well. Now I'm going to angle it just like this. I'm going to push down and I'm going to pause for a minute to show you how you can see through the clear stamp and make sure you have even coverage. I don't think it really matters how you use these next stamps. I always like to use the biggest one and then go to the more detailed flower tip ones. Tap, tap, tap. Now I'm going to be angling to put my tab over this image, and I'm lining up the bottom two petals with these bottom two petals to know that I have perfect placement. It's a little off, but I think this set's pretty forgiving. I'm going to keep going and see how it turns out. Now because I know I've stamped that one off a little off, I'm using this one to line it up and bring the flower together. There, now it looks like a nice full flower. We're going to go back to our Coastal Cabana for our full flower. Tap, tap, tap. Try even coverage. I'm going to angle this one right here. Push down. Perfect coverage. I do love these photopolymer. Let me see through them. They're quick, they're fast. I don't have to have so much crazy careful placement and measuring as I have to do with my rubber stamps. I've actually converted all of my stamps except for a couple that are hard to cut to the clear mountain stamp set. There. That one this is a little easier. You can see how much better the tips look. It doesn't really matter if ink gets on here. I can always just wash this off with a damp rag. Now I do want to show you something that I'm using these stems. You can see we have two different stems. A solid stem and more of a painted look stem with some breaking in it. Now these have a fluted edge. You want to use a fluted edge when you line it up with your stamp, because if you don't, it's going to turn out like that. You have that blocky stamp look that's not going to fit nicely for stamp image. And this again is Early Espresso. And for this, I just line up my fluted edge right underneath the flower. Push down evenly. I like to put these right in between the little petals here. Same thing right here. Alright, and that's perfectly done. I'm going to close up my pads. I like to do this quickly so you don't accidentally end up with ink on your elbows or ink on your project. Now I'm going to bring your attention to my adhesive that I'm using. When I stamp, I always have mini glue dots on hand. These are good for little embellishments and my ribbon. And I always have stamping dimensionals. These are perfect for the 3D look. As you can see right here, the white image actually popped up, and so is the Bermuda Bay image with dimensionals. It gives you a nice 3D look. Now this paper you can find in the annual catalog, and I love it about Stampin' Up! That there are two-sided papers. This one coordinates well with Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, Hello Honey, Crushed Curry. But this side goes great with cantaloupe, the crisp cantaloupe, but are new in colors. And it has the yellow elements as well. I'm going to use a blue side to go with the Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana. Now Celebration is ending tomorrow. It's Stampin' Up's biggest sale of the year. It means you buy $50 of product from any catalog, annual or the Celebration, and you earn a free product from the little mini guide. And that little mini sampler has things such as paper, an in-color design pack with buttons and ribbon, and it's a real nice little incentive for picking up something, and you get free product with it, which is why I love Celebration. And we have a lot of really cute stamp sets this year. The Lotus is one of my favorites. I'll show you some of the others in a moment after we mount this. So I'm going to place this right here, right in the center. And this is Coastal Cabana. I'm going to fold it over my bone folder. I think this is a nice, clean, crisp edge. And I'm going to adhere this on with my snail. I always do 5 corners. Don't get the 4 corners, 1 in the center. You can see I don't use a lot of snail. There's no need to layer on tons of snail with this product because it's very strong. You get a fast adhesive and it's going to stick if you push it down. And there's our card. Fast, easy. I love using these framelets for making a bunch of cards at once. I actually, whenever I sit down to stamp, I normally just sit down, make 10 or 20 of these little die-cut images, matching colors, cut all the paper out, and that way whenever I want to sit down and make this card, it will take me 5 seconds to assemble this, as you just saw. So now I'm going to show you the Celebration items that I really like right now. We have Celebrate Today. This comes from a matching framelit set that cuts out these balloons and it cuts out these little framelets. These little framelets. And these have birthday, wedding, graduation, and baby. It also has a little stamp to make it into a hot air balloon, not just the balloon. I also wanted to show you how these labeled framelets have a lot of coordinated products that Stampin' Up! Has designed for them. One that I love is Memorable Moments. It has a little stamp set that coordinates perfectly with this one right here. It also has numbers to go with anniversary, birthday, or happy. It has all these little things to make it exactly perfect. And this stamp set fits the framelets perfectly. It's also great for watercoloring with these flowers. And these little ones are great for your Stampin' Up! Markers. These also have Happiest Birthday and So Grateful. You can also cut this out for a little, you probably can see that. You can also cut this out for a treat pack. This is good for a thank you. You can see both of these stamp sets have banners in the center here. That's perfect for layering in different sentiments if you were to layer in something else. These ones right here, graduation, baby, wedding, or other greeting sets would be perfect. Thank you for joining me today. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Bye!